Peace, 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 love, love, prosperity, abundance, self-love, self-care, wisdom, knowledge, patience, understanding, resting, standing, all the four corners of the earth standing, and grand rising, and we are rising to the top. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you for taking time out of your busy day, your busy schedule to watch my videos. This video is not gonna be too long. I don't want to talk. I just want to share something that I found, I came across. And so sit down and enjoy this video, okay? You can choose to agree or disagree. It's okay. We are all here to learn. All right? I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Give yourself a hug if you don't got anybody to hug you. One love. So family, I want to share this video with y'all. But before I play this video, I want y'all to listen to my 2 cents. So 2019, I graduated with my associate's degree. I was honor student. And a couple of days to my graduation, I was saying a prayer and I said, God, if I could wish for anybody to be at my graduation, I want it to be my grandmother, who's my mama. And we all know, if you've been watching me, you know my grandmother is deceased. She's expired. She's dead. She don't live among us anymore, even though she be around. And to cut it short, when they call my name to walk on stage and receive my degree, I got my degree. So on my way back to my seat, I saw this lady. She's black, but she was a light-skinned lady. She was old enough to be my grandmother, but she wasn't old. Like, you know, she was working. And when I got to the side where the people, like our parents and friends, were waiting, my best friend was right there. She called my name and she was like, let me take a picture. She took a picture of me. There was a lady out of nowhere. She was like, my daughter. She's African, because I could hear the accent. She said, my daughter, turn around. You look very beautiful. Turn around. You look good today. It's your day. So, I'm just happy. I turned around and she's taking pictures of me. And I'm smiling. She said, yeah, you look good. So I told my best friend, I said, you have to go sit down. I went and sat down. You know, after a few minutes, that's when it hit me. So I turned my back. I was like, hold on. I'm looking in the audience to see if I could see the lady or the woman. I didn't see her. It was then that it hit me, because I don't know her, she don't know me. If she came to support her kids or her grandkids, I don't get why she took photos of me. It just came out of nowhere. And this is what she said. She said, my daughter, you look so good, you look so beautiful, take photos, you know. And I'm like, I didn't even get her number. How am I going to get my photos back? I kept looking and looking and looking and looking, and I never saw this lady till today. I never came across that lady. Now, after my graduation, I have a psychic who do my Akashi record. I contacted her and, you know, I got my Akashi record read, and it was funny how she knew, you know, because I told her about it. That, you know, matter of fact, she was like, your mama wants to know that now that you've graduated, what you going to do next? And I just looked at her like, what? I told her, I said, this is what happened on my graduation. And she started smiling. She said, yeah, she was sent. That lady that I saw, she was sent to just come, I don't know, to represent. I don't know how. I know y'all gonna hear this and y'all might think I'm crazy, but trust me, when that lady left and I kept looking in the audience to see her and I didn't see her, I said, nah, this is my grandmother, man. And now when I say my grandmother, it doesn't necessarily mean it's her. It could be her spirit that took over her body. I'm just saying it could be her spirit that took over her body to come, you know, just show some love. Because I haven't seen this lady. I don't know her. Till today, I've never come across her. Now, sometimes God will send people to come in your way to save you. I'm telling you this. Sometimes God will send angels. Not everybody you see in a human body is a human being. Sometimes other forces could take forms in like our body to come on this planet and help us. I want you to hear, this is just my 2 cents. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced something like this. I have. That's why I wanted to share my 2 cents before I play this video. So now, let me put this video up so y'all can watch it, okay?
On whether you think what I'm about to share with you is just a crazy coincidence, or there's something much bigger going on. So me and my wife were flying to Colombia. She was traveling from Canada. I was traveling from West Texas. We were both going to meet in Houston, Texas. But upon arriving, my wife's luggage had been lost by Air Canada. So while figuring out what we're going to do, we decided to go to a restaurant to sit down and sort of come up with a game plan. The restaurant was too packed. There was no seating. So we went to, as our second option, a Subway, which is down the road from it, inside the airport. While sitting down, we hear a loud commotion going on beside us. And about 100 feet away, there's a lady dressed in all black, long, dark dreads. She had very weird jewelry all hanging off her body. She was being arrested. And while she was being arrested, she was screaming at the top of her lungs. Dressed in all black, long, dark dreads. She had very weird jewelry all hanging off her body. She was being arrested. And while she was being arrested, she was screaming at the top of her lungs. She was from Black Wall Street. They didn't know who she was, so on and so forth. While we were watching this, my wife says, wow, actually, I was just in the elevator with this girl, me and her alone. And one thing she had noticed was how bad her smell was. It almost smelled like death. So while we thought her getting arrested at the airport was a little weird, nothing out of the ordinary. It is Houston after all. So after finishing up at Subway, she had been arrested, taken away by the police. Me and my wife decided to go sit down at a baggage claim while we call Air Canada. And who walks in the exit door beside us is the 2 police officers and this girl, this female, dressed in all black, the same one that was being arrested. So I thought, wow, that's a little weird that she was being released. And she had this very weird look on her eyes. Her eyes were barely open. Her glasses were sort of tilted. Just a very mysterious looking human. So after coming up with a game plan and figuring out that we had to come back to the airport the next day to retrieve our lost luggage, we decided to go find out where the Ubers are. But by mistake, we end up in the taxi section. So if we had just gone to the right Uber station in the first place, this never would have happened. But we went to the taxi area first. And while we were standing there out there waiting, guess who walks up beside us? Is this girl in all black, the exact same female with the black dreads, the black jewelry all over her body, very weird. Stands right beside us and doesn't say a word. So I thought, okay, this is getting a little weird. We've seen this female so many times in such a short amount. The black dreads, black jewelry all over her body, very weird. Stands right beside us and doesn't say a word. So I thought, okay, this is getting a little weird. We've seen this female so many times in such a short amount of time, but nonetheless, we're all in the airport, it can happen. We then realized we need to book a hotel. So after looking through hundreds of hotels, I picked one that I feel would be the best for me and my wife, and we decided to take an Uber there and check in. After arriving at the hotel, there was already somebody being helped at check-in, so we were first in line. We ended up waiting in this line for 45 minutes. On minute number 44, so if we had just checked in at a regular time and didn't have to have this huge wait,
44.
we would have never seen her again. But at minute 44, guess who walks in the front of this hotel? The same female in the same hotel, dressed in all black, does not make eye contact with us, chains, jewelry, the same fucking girl. At this point, I'm starting to get just a little bit freaked out. Every time she's around, I have this weird, eerie feeling. And my wife was right. The stench was like something that I've never smelled before. It was like death. It was. The time is now about 11:30 p.m. at night. Me and my wife decide we are hungry. We are about to eat in the hotel when we say, you know what, let's go to this other restaurant that's a little bit down the road. It was about a half a mile walk. So, nothing crazy, but nonetheless, we decided to not eat at our hotel, walk down the road and eat at this other restaurant. After realizing how long the walk really was, when we were finishing up at this restaurant, we decided to take an Uber. But the Uber driver fails to connect. We wait 10, 15, 20 minutes. The Uber never comes. It never connects us to a driver. So we say, okay, you know what? Screw this. We're going to walk. While walking, we decide to stop at a convenience store at 12:30 in the morning. Walk into this convenience store. And who is standing there looking at buying sunglasses at 12:30 in the fucking morning? The same female, the same one we've seen so many times in such a short amount of time. I can understand at the airport, and understand maybe even at the hotel. Regardless, there's hundreds of hotels, so I even thought that was a little bit crazy. But to see her at this random gas station at 12:30 in the morning, I was freaked right out. At this point, I start looking at my wife, and I'm calling this woman the angel of death. I said, honey, something as much bigger is going on. I don't like this feeling. She looks like death. If I were to think of the person death, she would be the human form of this person. My wife nonetheless says, you need to calm down. Let's go to bed. Let's just wake up and forget that we've seen this woman so many times. Let's get our bags in the morning from the airport. Let's make our way to Colombia. We were supposed to head to the airport at 4 p.m. That fucked up our bags. We decided to go early. We arrive at 3 p.m. instead. While sitting down at 3 p.m. in this airport, waiting for the luggage, who walks in the random door, this front door of this airport at this exact same time? The same female that we've seen so many times. Now, my wife doesn't get shook too often. It takes her a lot to get a little bit rattled, but at this point in time, now she's starting to understand where I was coming from yesterday. This has gone too far. This is too weird. There's too many things to align for this to have happened so many times in a city as big as Houston. Fast forward to my anniversary day in Colombia, I suffer a heart attack. A mild heart attack nonetheless. I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to still be here. I'm very fatigued. I feel very shitty. But nonetheless, I'm blessed to still be here. And what do you guys think? Do you think that I was in the presence of the angel of death? Or do you think all these times I bumped into her, somebody so out of this world looking, do you guys think it was a coincidence, or do you think it was something much bigger than that? Let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching.